For many years, I did what I was taught, that you work hard, you work long hours, and you basically give it your all to the company that you're working for, because that's the way how you get a promotion and that's the way that you get a raise. Fast forward to a few years, not only did I not get the promotion, but I also did not get the raise that I deserved. Then one day, when I was just looking through a certain investment in mutual funds that I made about 5 years ago, I realized that I had made about 38% more and I didn't even have to do a thing for it. Now that really got me thinking into, are there any other ways such that I can work less and make more money? So I started doing all of the research, and in this video, I'm going to share some of my findings that actually helped me and that can actually help you on your path to work less and make more. When you work in a job for an employer, you're technically paid for the amount of work that you do. And sometimes you may even have to work extra hours for which you may or may not be paid. On the other hand, whether you get promoted or whether you get the amount of raise that you want is completely dependent on your employer, which means your fate is technically controlled by someone else. So one of the ways to counter this is by having somebody else make the money for you and you make money while you're sleeping. Which brings me to the stage, is there any way such that somebody else can make the money for you while you sleep? Well, there is with investing. Now, when it comes to investing, everybody's risk tolerance is different. Some people have abundance knowledge of the market while others do not know anything about the market. How do you go about investing in this case? Well, if you have a good amount of risk tolerance, then you can definitely go for electronic traded funds or ETFs and mutual funds. Of course, whenever you are investing in this case, it requires some research on your side. And based on the risk tolerance, there are so many ETFs and mutual funds that can either be high risk, medium risk, or low risk. If you want the safest way, which does not involve any of the stocks and you're guaranteed a return wherein your money will not be lost, that is a way to find a high interest savings account and to keep adding money in there over the long term and let it compound for many years to come. As a wise man once said, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Pareto's principle demonstrates that 80% of your results come from 20% of work. Now, that's pretty powerful, except that it also means that 20% of your results come from 80% of your work. To counter this, you'll have to first eliminate 80% of your work, which includes unnecessary emails, meetings, and delegating or outsourcing any of the work that you can, and focusing your efforts more on the 20% of the work which are driving you results in your job, your life, or your business, so that you have more time for yourself. For instance, you're a dog walker who charges about $20 for every 30-minute walk, and you have 10 clients out of which 8 clients have one dog, then you're making $20 for every 30 minutes for walking their dogs. While the 2 clients that you have 3 dogs each, and you're walking the 3 dogs all together, which means you're making $60 in the 30 minutes. In this case, it doesn't matter that there are 3 dogs and you're walking them at the same time, but you're charging them in terms of how many dogs you're walking. So applying the Pareto principle in this case, it technically means that you can eliminate some of your clients and you can start looking for clients who have at least 2 dogs, because that helps you multiply the amount of revenue that you make within the same amount of time. Consider this scenario. It's Friday evening, you get called into your boss's office and you're asked to work over the weekend. Now you have plans over the weekend, but you're forced to cancel those plans because this is the only source of income that you have and this is the only job that you have. To add more to this context, you may even get laid off when there are situations like a recession or any kind of a downturn that the company is facing. This puts your family at a risk because you only have one source of income which you're dependent on. Hence, having multiple sources of income is absolutely crucial. The whole idea of passive income by working 2 hours a day and making hundreds of thousands of dollars on the internet is actually flawed. In order to build a powerful source of income which can turn into a passive income, you actually have to put in a lot of work. Now, you might ask me, this video is about working less. Why are you asking me to work more? And yes, you will get there. But initially, you have to put in the work until you get to a stage where you can hire people or delegate your tasks such that you'll be doing a lot less and you'll be using other people's time to make money. If you're in your 20s or 30s, it is easier to grind so that you can enjoy your 40s, 50s, and all of your old ages. If you're older, it does get difficult, but it certainly is not impossible. As we know, Colonel Sanders has already proven that to us. As Ramit Sethi mentioned in his book, Setting up automation to transfer money into your tax-free account for investments or into savings helps you build up a savings and investment portfolio. My take on this is it also acts in another way wherein we all love to spend money, and when a substantial chunk of money is taken away from us and put into our investment accounts, we have less of the money to spend on frivolous things or impulse purchases. So not only does that actually help you limit your spending, but at the same point of time help you build your investment and savings portfolio, which will help you in the long run. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you next time.